Hello and welcome, my friends. This is Jennifer from Mystic Star. I want to thank you guys so very much for spending some time with me today and watching this video. This is going to be my group reading in celebration of Lammas. Now, Lammas occurs on August 1st. It is a pagan celebration of that first harvest, that first abundance. And that's what I wanted to really embrace. Amplifying this abundant energy and using it to our advantage. So today we're going to be looking at what abundance we have in our lives and how we can create more, cultivating more abundance and amplifying the abundance that we need and want in our lives. Now, the deck I chose for this, I went with the Everyday Witches Tarot and Oracle. I love this combination. The bright colors really help to lift people up and embrace that higher vibration. Now, like always, I have links below to both these fantastic decks. And I also have a link below to a coloring book that the illustrator of both decks has created. It's a Kickstarter program. I've supported her. She's a fantastic artist. So I encourage my friends, my clients, and my students to support this amazing community that we have. So there's a link to that coloring book, so if it's something you're interested in, you can go check it out. Now, the selections I have for this reading, I have some Auralite, Healerite, and Selenite. I want you to quickly look at these three crystals and choose whichever crystal resonates with you the most right now. And then in the description box below, I have timestamps. Click on the correlating timestamp to your crystal, and it'll take you straight to your reading, and I will see you there. Hello and welcome, my Auralite friends. This reading is especially for you. Now, like always, I have the full decks of both the tarot and the oracle cards, so you get the most comprehensive and meaningful reading for you. Without further ado, let's see what the Lammas energy wants to share with you guys. What wisdom, insight, and guidance does Lammas have for my Auralite friends to supporting them in creating, manifesting, and amplifying abundance in their lives? Okay. The Ace of Wands. I love the Ace of Wands. To me, it reminds me of a match. When struck, amazing energy is produced. That light, that warmth, that love. The Ace of Wands encourages us to dive into ourselves, into that creativity, adding that heat of passion that's going to strike that match, giving you guidance, and what's more important, amplifying that abundance that's already in our lives. Many times it can be challenging to see the abundance that we already have because we have our blinders on, and it may be hidden a bit in the darkness. It's not in our present view, and we're not taking that time to see what's around us. We can use our inner skills and abilities to amplify what's right there, maybe beside or around us, but it's with us nonetheless. The Queen of Cups. Such a beautiful card. The Queen of Cups is the second most intuitive card there is. She brings in that intuitive creativity and adds it to our passions, to our passion-based creativity. It's the yin-yang of creativity. You need that intuitive sense and creativity You need that passion, sense, and creativity to truly embrace and produce amazing pieces that are expressions of yourself rather than expressions of a carbon copy of whatever you're looking at. We need that connection to our inner selves to allow it to be expressed outwards. And that's what creativity is, that expression of ourselves. The King of Cups, the Queen's consort, and kings, they have the most power, the most control. The king is in control of his emotions, and it doesn't matter what's happening on the outside, he's able to stay calm and able to get that job done. We need that calmness to help bring order to these amazing ideas. The more we tap in to this intuition and into our creativity, the more ideas that will start to flow. We need to focus in on one idea at a time so that we can create amazing pieces and additions within our lives. If we don't have this amazing stability in our lives, this direction and focus, that's when you're going to have a lot of unfinished projects. Completion will help with that abundance because you're getting things done. You're not leaving them open or half completed. You're seeing it through to the end. Additionally, now we have that masculine and the feminine. And you need that masculine and feminine energy to create. We see it repeatedly throughout our environment and our world. Using both our feminine side and our masculine side, so that creativity with that planning and completion to fully create and establish that abundance within ourselves and within our lives. We don't want abundance just to come in sporadically. We need that steady stream of reinforcing abundance. So the more we're able to balance things out and have this completion and this abundance as a reoccurring piece within our lives, the more stability we will have. We're maintaining that stable flow. The Three of Wands. Now, threes themselves are about expression and growth. That wand, again, we're back to that passion, that creativity. Starting to see a pattern here, guys? That creative energy is going to lead the way. Three of Wands is an action card. We can't be complacent. We can't be bystanders observing our world. We have to put action to theory, to practice. So we have that end result. And it's in that end result that we're going to be able to embrace that abundance. The Nine of Wands. I know many of us are really feeling this frazzled energy. Nines are about all that we've achieved and accomplished in our lives. Again, that wand, we're back to that passion space. The Nine of Wands actually talks about that stability that we have created. We've lived through a lot. We have abundance. That's what I said at the beginning of this reading. We have that abundance. We're just not paying attention to every aspect of that abundant space. The Nine of Wands talks about that stability. In the original card, Pamela Coleman Smith drew a man leaning on a wand, and yes, he had the similar type bandage on his head, and he had 8 wands behind him. That stability, that reinforcement, that backbone of what we've been able to accomplish. She's still ready to fight. She's feeling frazzled. She has wounds, just like us. We're frazzled. Many of us are feeling overwhelmed, a little burnt out, kind of stuck. She's not backing down. Additionally, She's not doing it alone. These are pieces and elements that we need to secure and maintain that abundance. When we use that inner passion, that inner fire to ignite our courage, to taking on some of the pieces that are going to come up that may feel really obscure and you're unsure about. Because when we have that obscure, that unknown, that uncertainty, your ego is going to take those feelings and amplify that low vibrational energy to cause stagnation and lack of productivity. And it's in that productivity that we're really going to feel that abundance and that growth, both of which are going to be essential for our bounty harvest this fall. Let's end off on a blessing. What blessing does Lammas have for my Auralite friends in celebration of their abundance? Meditation to dig deep. The deeper we go, the more we're able to connect in to some of these amazing ideas, this passion, this sense of self. Additionally, we're looking at that dirt, right? She's digging in and grounding herself. We're looking at that passion and intuitive creativity. The more stable we are, the more grounded we are, the more we're going to be able to grow and flourish. Additionally, we're balancing out both spheres of our brain when we do some meditation. We're clearing out some of that low vibrational energy and replacing it with some amazing high vibrational balanced energy. Taking that time to ground ourselves, meditate, connect into this passion, to this intuitional creativity, we're going to see things start to fall into place. The more we're based in that passion, creative mode, the more abundance you're going to receive. You're going to amplify what's currently there and attract more. I want to thank you guys so very much for spending time with me today and watching this video. I hope that you found this video fun and helpful and you're able to gain some insight and direction into your abundance. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. There is so much more amazing coming your way. The best way to stay connected so you don't miss out on any of this amazing insight and healing is to subscribe to my channel and hit that little red bell so you don't miss a video. Also, if you enjoyed this video and want to support me in making more, I have a Patreon page with many tiers and lots of perks. In some of the tiers, the perks are private readings and healings with myself. I provided a helpful link below, so why not go check it out. Until tomorrow, my Auralite friends. Hello and welcome, my Healerite friends. This reading is especially for you. Now, like always, I have the full decks of both the tarot and the oracle cards, so you get the most comprehensive and meaningful reading for you. Without further ado, let's see what Lammas wishes to share with my Healerite friends. What wisdom and guidance does Lammas have for my Healerite friends in creating, amplifying, and manifesting abundance in their lives? Okay. The Hermit, the 9th card in the Major Arcana, talks about that inner journey, that need to understand self on a deeper level. We have abundance throughout our life. We don't always see it. because we're not being observant. We're caught up in that everyday. We put our blinders on and we're unable to see that light. We're unable to truly embrace what it is we have around us and within us. That abundance is everywhere. Lammas is encouraging you, my Healerite friends, to embrace it, which means we need to take some time for self, reflecting on what's happening in our lives, reflecting in on some of those deeper pieces, those pieces hidden within the dark. The Page of Swords. Now, pages are that childlike, innocent energy. It's full of excitement, enthusiasm, and of course, that inquisical energy. And it's in that inquisical energy and mind, that lens that is going to be so essential for us, that we're going to be able to gain the most insight. When you allow that inner toddler out, and you allow that toddler inquisition to occur on what's happening for you and what it is we're missing, you start to ask a lot of those questions that either you've been afraid to or have been conditioned to avoid. Because sometimes these questions bring up fear and amplify past pain. However, we've got that sword. This is a Page of Swords. That knowledge is key. Sometimes we have to go into that darker space that brings about some anxiety, some sadness, to bring out pieces and aspects of self that are going to amplify and attract more abundance to you. The Five of Swords. We're still in that sword suit, that knowledge. However, we're on the 5. And in tarot, 5s are always that conflict number. The 5 of Swords talks about those conflicting ideas and views. That combative energy of conflict and anger. Our ego is going to fight us on this, and so are some of the people in our lives. When we start to question ourselves, we start to question those core beliefs, those core values. What's serving us for our greater good, and what's holding us back. We're going to have that conflict and anger. Sometimes within ourselves, and sometimes fed back and mirrored to us. We need to stay in that high vibrational energy. The best way to stay in that high vibrational energy is to reaffirm with yourself that you're doing the best job with the tools and skills that you have, and that you're going to ask those hard questions of yourself. And if it's coming from that external source, allow that individual to spout what they need to. Take that high road. When we take a high road, we're able to remain in that high vibrational energy. When we start to have that conflict or fight with them, we're lowering our vibration because we're dealing with that fear and anger. Sometimes it's about walking away from that conflict rather than engaging in that fight. Higher vibrational energy helps us use more of our brain, giving us access to ideas and opportunities that can be easily missed when we're in that conflictual energy of low vibration. Yes, and I acknowledge it's not the easiest thing to do. Our gut response, that low vibrational ego response, is to retaliate and express what it is we think they need to hear. Taking that step back and really reflecting, is it going to support yourself in your journey and continue to raise your vibration, or will it just feed your ego? That ego feeding behavior only amplifies that low vibration, and that low vibration causes stagnation and limits your abundance. the Eight of Cups. Well, my cards are kind of catching up now. That walking away, going into that internal path, remaining in that high vibration. What's for your greater good rather than what's ego-fed. Maintaining that high vibration will really help with seeing that abundance come forward. The higher our vibration, the more we're open to the abundance that's in our lives. We're attracting more, and what's more, with high vibration, we're able to manifest a lot more and see it come to fruition than if we had low vibration. So staying in that high vibrational space is really supportive and conducive with that abundance, and trying to cultivate as much abundance and supports as you can in your life. The Six of Wands. It's a fantastic card. So sixes themselves are about balance and harmony, and that balance is going to be essential. We need to balance out our thoughts, our feelings, gaining that direction that we need, and balancing out our energy output, making sure all aspects of ourselves are met and nurtured. That wand, we're looking at that passion center, that inner flame. You're going to find that this passion and this knowledge really work hand in hand in critically thinking and invigorating your current position. The more we're able to critically think about where we're at and what's happening in our lives and how we can go forward, the more we're going to be able to ignite and inspire ourselves. That creativity and expression of self is another essential element in that abundance. In creating, manifesting, and maintaining that abundance, so it's not just a hit and miss. It's a piece, an element that is consistent throughout your life. Let's go on to a blessing. What blessing does Lammas have for my Healerite friends in celebration of their abundance? Fire magic, really amplifying that inner flame, that creativity, that passion spark. Allowing that passion to help light what the Hermit is trying to share with you, what the universe is trying to share with you. If you have that magical inclination and you practice a path that magic is there, fire magic would be very helpful with Lammas. If you are not, you can still use that fire magic to your advantage. Fire magic is just an extension of your passions. Allowing and giving yourself time and energy, back to that balance, with a little extra love and nurturing on that passion base, that creativity base. When we schedule in that time to embrace this amazing fire of passion, of creative energy that we hold within ourselves, we're able to express ourselves more fully, gaining greater understanding of ourselves, our path, and what choices that are going to be for our greater good, which again helps to raise our vibration, bringing in more abundance and increasing our manifestation skills. I want to thank you guys so very much for joining me today and watching this video. I hope that you found this video fun and helpful, and you're able to gain some insight and direction into your abundance. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for the latest content. There is so much more amazing coming your way, my friends. The best way to stay connected so you don't miss out on any of this insight and healing is to subscribe to my channel and hit that little red bell so you don't miss a video. Also, if you enjoyed this video and want to support me in making more, I have a Patreon page with many tiers and lots of perks. In some of those tiers, the perks are private readings and healings with myself. I provided a helpful link below, so why not go check it out? Until tomorrow, my Healerite friends. Hello and welcome, my Selenite friends. This reading is especially for you. Now, like always, I have the full decks of both the tarot and the oracle cards, so you get the most comprehensive and meaningful reading for you. Without further ado, let's see what guidance Lammas has for you. What wisdom and guidance does Lammas have for my Selenite friends in creating, amplifying, and manifesting abundance in their lives? The Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands really reminds me of that match. When struck, when given that nurturing, you have that eruption of energy and power. The Ace of Wands talks about that abundance that you have in your life that you're not acknowledging. If you see this, you've got all sorts of different aspects and pieces swirling around. We're not able to focus in on everything. Rather, right now, we're focusing so intently on what's happening and what could happen that we're missing out on key elements and aspects of abundance that are well within our lives. It's just they're not in that blinder area. We need to take off those blinders and we need to look around. Evaluate what's happening all around you, so that you can embrace and nurture all aspects and components of abundance that's in our lives. And we often do this. We often miss key aspects and pieces because we're so busy and we're so focused in on one or two parts of our lives. Taking that step back and looking at what is truly around us. The Five of Wands. Yet again, we have another wand, that passion center. Our ego is not going to like reflection, because reflection usually means shifting and changing, which means you're going to get unstuck. And that's not safe in the ego's mind. Your ego wants you stuck and stagnant, because that's where your ego has your most control. You're going to have that inner dialogue, that negative self-talk that holds us down. We need to limit the ego's ability to talk ourselves out of amazing opportunities that lie right around us. We have pieces and aspects of abundance that we're not nurturing, we're not paying attention to, so they're not thriving where they could easily thrive, should we just give them a little bit of energy and love. The Queen of Swords. The Queen, this one Queen in particular, has learned all her knowledge through first-hand experience. She's hit those hard rocks. Hard. Just like we have. She's used her critical thinking skills to outwit her ego and embrace what is rightfully hers. She has that determination and no fear attitude. In certain circumstances, that Queen of Swords can be known as the Ice Queen. She can be a bit of a bitch. We need that no fear energy to tackle that ego. that commanding presence towards self and towards what is right around you. You don't have to be mean to other people or mean to ourselves. She may be a capital B. However, she's not talking people down. She's not getting into that fight. She is just telling people very clearly what direction they need to take for their greater good. There's a difference between commanding and being that bully. We need that very confident energy. Knowing that this is all around us, we just need to take that step back, take that deep breath in, roll our shoulders back, and embrace what's right around us. The Two of Swords. Now, twos are about duality and choice. This sword is about that knowledge. We need to take these pieces of knowledge, that critical thinking, and put them into action. We can't just be bystanders. We need to be active participants. It's one thing to say we're going to take down the ego and be that commanding presence. It's another to put action to it, making those decisions and making them happen. It's in the action that you're going to see that abundance start to accrue and flourish. The Four of Pentacles. Fours in tarot are all about that stability. Pentacle, we're looking at that abundance, that growth. In that wisdom, in that creativity, you're going to find that abundance and stability starts to amplify and reinforce itself. When we start to look at action, we start to look at shifting and changing. That can create some unstable energies and some fears that your ego will pick up on. The Four of Pentacles reinforces that abundance. It also encourages us to create that stability within ourselves. Taking those measures for planning to help ensure that we are grounded and stable to make these situations and decisions happen and occur within our lives. When we feel unstable, we're limiting ourselves to what possibilities and opportunities await us and how we can incorporate them into our day. Because again, action is key. The Empress. Such a beautiful card. The third card in the Major Arcana. We're looking at the epitome of Mother Nature. That abundance and fertility. The more confident we are in our abilities, the more connected we are to our creativity and our expression of self, the more fertile we are. The more we're able to create and produce amazing pieces and elements within our lives. And fertility is a lot more than just childbearing. This fertility talks about production and creating amazing pieces based in your passion and your creativity. That's where you're going to start to see that abundance really start to roll in. The more confident you are in yourself and your abilities, you're reinforcing what's naturally around you. Let's go on to a blessing. What blessing does Lammas have for my Selenite friends in celebration of their abundance? Strength and resiliency. Just like I said with the Queen of Swords, we've lived through a lot. We've hit some of those rocks pretty darn hard. We have the inner abilities and skills, that strength those resiliencies to overcome and weather whatever storm is brewing, whatever obstacles are being created. That strength of self, that strength of creativity, most importantly, that courage that the wand brings to embrace our natural strength and our natural resiliencies amplifies that very productive Empress. Trusting in ourselves, trusting in our abilities, knowing you've got this. You have the ability to do this. It will come easier when you start to raise your vibration. You're able to create and produce a lot more than when your vibration is stuck and stagnant. You are aware of more of those opportunities and what's around you, so you're able to use that to your advantage. Additionally, when we have that high vibration, our manifestation skills, so our ability to ask the universe for what it is we need and want, increases. We trust in ourselves, in our abilities, so we know when we put it out there, it may take some time, but it's going to come for us. Whatever it is we needed, whatever it is we wanted, it will come. We don't question ourselves and our universe because we trust in who we are. I want to thank you guys so very much for joining me today and watching this video. I hope that you found this video fun and helpful, and you're able to gain some insight and direction into your abundance. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for the latest content. There is so much more amazing coming your way, my friends. The best way to stay connected so you don't miss out on any of this insight and healing is to subscribe to my channel and hit that little red bell so you don't miss a video. Also, if you enjoyed this video and want to support me in making more, I have a Patreon page with many tiers and lots of perks. In some of those tiers, the perks are private readings and healings with myself. I provided a helpful link below, so why not go check it out? Until tomorrow, my Selenite friends,